Peace is a lie. There is only passion. Through passion, I gain strength. Through strength, I gain power. Through power, I gain victory. Through victory, my chains are broken. The force shall free me.
There is no emotion, there is peace. There is no ignorance, there is knowledge. There is no passion, there is serenity. There is no chaos, there is harmony. There is no death, there is the force.
Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to make a Star Wars video, or maybe more like a lightsaber video. The reason for this is that there exists 7 lightsaber forms of combat in the Star Wars universe, and I wanted to investigate a little bit because the description of these lightsaber forms are somewhat vague. And when I say that, I mean that it's like both Judo, Aikido, and Jiu-Jitsu, you use your opponent's force against them, but that doesn't really tell you very much about how it's done. You make some images in your head, but all of these styles have a different approach to it. And in that sense, that description is kind of vague, right? So I wanted to investigate a little bit on the 3 first lightsaber forms to begin with. I want to show you some of my takes, how I think these lightsaber forms are practiced. So the first form is called Si Cho. And it's a very basic lightsaber form. It shows you a basic stance, and it shows you like basic blocks and basic attacks and all of that. I would guess this style would be like probably a little bit like Kendo, with a kind of a centralized stance like this, and then you would work different strikes, blocks, very simple, not like a lot of motions and a lot of twirling and tricksing of the blade and all of that. And most of this practice would probably just be you practicing alone, probably in the air, kind of like you do in karate. You start with the basics, you stand in one place, and then you do the punches. So I guess the first form would be practicing a lot like that, because it is a basic form. And if you're going to teach it to children, that is also the best way to do it, you know, not practicing with a partner and a lot of other stuff, just yourself, your weapon, and the basics. The second one is called Makashi, which is described as a dueling style. Now this style, it would probably be a little bit more like kickboxing, you know. They focus more on sparring drills with a partner, doing different blocks and twists, and maybe even grabbing the hand to work the blade, and have different ways of drilling drills with a partner. This style will probably be more sparring related, which is different from the first one, where you're just standing a lot of the time being still and drilling on your own. Now you're actually drilling with your partner. You're doing cross guards, you're doing all sorts of stuff. This style would probably not be so centralized, I think. I think if you're having a lightsaber and you want to use it in a duel, you'll have more of a sideways stance, so you have a longer range with your weapon. This is very good for, like, if you see like Western fencing, you see they stand sideways and they use the range trying to poke their opponents. With a lightsaber you can do more than just pokes, but I bet a lot of this style would be practiced more like a Western kind of fencing kind of thing. So the next form is called Soreisu, and it focuses a lot on protection against blasters, like, you know, they have laser blasters in Star Wars. where they try to shoot each other and all of that. So this one would definitely be not pointing your blade forward. You probably have it up and you do small motions to block. You wouldn't have a lot of big movements because that will leave you open to an attack. So I guess this style would be done that way. And the way you practice it is, of course, maybe you'd have like a stick, someone throws something at you, you use the force and your senses or whatever, and you try to block it without wasting a lot of energy, right? And later on, they would probably have those balls with shooting lasers at you, and you would try to block with an actual lightsaber. But this style would not be definitely be very centralized, and it would not have a lot of attacks. It would be very defensive and have a very very much focus on defense.